Dark clouds are gathering. As markets shudder, stocks are sinking, currency stumbling. Fear and uncertainty reign. The Middle East, Ukraine, Taiwan, the debt, it's endless. Yet one asset stands firm: gold. In crisis after crisis, gold is there in the background. Its enduring value guards against loss, like a missile shield against incoming. While paper wealth burns, gold persists. Shield your savings against looming threats, war, recession, contagion, and avoid the frenzied panic of the unprepared. Take control in the chaos. Fortune favors decisive action. Get hold of gold now before it's out of reach. Right now, Noble Gold Investments offers a free 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin with every new IRA. Claim your free coin today to secure your financial future. As this new storm gathers, panic looms, and some of the places you were thinking of for your money, well, they don't look too good anymore. Secure your future against disaster. Open a Noble Gold Investments IRA and claim your free bullion coin today. Go to nobleinvestments.com, nobleinvestments.com, the only gold company that I trust. And there's always risk of investment, and there's no guarantee of any kind. What's going on, everybody? Tuesday afternoon. What's crack-a-lacking? What's going on? What are you guys up to? What are you doing? Like your wife might come in the room sometimes and ask you, what are you doing? Somehow, fellas, how does that instantly annoy us when somebody comes up to us and asks us, what are you doing? Because my usual response, my first response is, and my kids do this too. Yeah, what are you doing? What does it look like I'm doing? That's every man's first answer. Anybody can ask you that. Your buddy, what are you doing? What does it look like I'm doing? I'm panning for gold in a river. What does it look like I'm doing? I don't know why that pisses me off. I mean, it doesn't make me like really mad, but it's just annoying. Like, what does it look like? Shout out to everybody here. I appreciate you being here. I see Authentically Kennedy up here making lunch. Mommy to be, welcome. I don't know why it does that. I don't know why it upsets me when people ask that, but it does. Richard Tata, I'm gonna say Richard Tata. Tell him none you. My mom used to say that, none you what? None your damn business. Boy, what are you doing? My dad would say, what's it look like I'm doing? Oh, good times. Good times. And I'm not just talking about the TV show. It's Richard Tata. Okay, thank you, Richard Tata. Wait a minute. Are you fucking with me, Richard Tata? Because if your last name is pronounced Tata, we all know the nickname for somebody named Richard. So you mean to tell me your name is Dictator? And if it is, that's one of the best names I've ever heard in my life. That is one of the greatest names I ever heard in my life if your name is Dictator. That's fucking hilarious. Thank you for that, Richard. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your aura and your presence and like just your light. I mean, okay, he says my dad goes by that. I bet he does. Why don't you? Name's Tata. Dictator. Woo. Thank you for that. Okay. OG, thanks for being here. Think about what you think about. Says my grandpa's name is Dick Snow. Hey man, you get the right last name with the first name Dick. That could be some of the coolest shit ever. You like a grizzled New York detective named Snow, Dick Snow. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, Sweet Dick Malone says, I go by Dick Malone. Hey, that's a pretty cool name, too. That's like a porno name, Dick Malone. Dick M down. Dick him down. I'm Jake says, what if you're hairy dick? You know, that reminds me. I'm trying to tell you a story. So when I was in eighth grade, I had a teacher. You know, when you get into junior high school, that's when you have all these different periods. You know, you're not like elementary school where you just got the one teacher all day long. So I don't remember what social studies or some shit like that she taught. But her name was Mrs. Dick. Her name was Jeannie Dick. And of course, a bunch of eighth graders, you know, she'd been teaching for a while. So of course, so she says, yeah, my name's Mrs. Dick. Ha ha ha, yeah. And she's all, no, my husband's name is not Harry. So I don't know how long we were laughing at that, but she took care of that one first day of class. I told you guys about her. I ran into her, I don't know, maybe a few years ago when I was still at TJ's. And she's like, oh, I remember you. You were really quiet. You didn't talk much. I was like, you got the wrong kid. I was not quiet, and I did talk much. Believe me, I got the ass whoopings to prove it. I had the notes sent home from my teachers to prove it. I was not quiet and reserved. Promise you that. So, you see the thumbnail. So this little kid, he looks like 9 or 10 years old, maybe. He's at Kansas City Chiefs game. Hey, we all make mistakes. But he's probably there with his dad. Someone says, my children's last name is Cox. I named them carefully. Yeah, you know, you don't want to make it too tough on the playground for him, you know. Never mind, I'm not even going to say that. But yeah, you did the right thing. You don't want to give the kids on the playground too much ammunition. So you see the picture of the little kid, and he's probably there with his dad, making a great memory. And the pictures you saw before, when this came out, when all of this bullshit came out about this, they only showed you one side of the kid's face. You literally only got one side of the story. They shot it from the other side, so you just see this little kid with a black face, with like black face paint on. Number one, who in the fuck is going to paint their kid's face black and take them to a game? Unless the team's name is the Blacks, there's probably no reason for you to paint your kid's face black. And it was weird that it was because you see it's half black, half red. Black isn't even the colors for the Kansas City Chiefs. So I don't even know why they chose that. Red and yellow, but he really would have been in trouble. Actually, you're making fun of Asians and indigenous people, blah, 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 blah. All that stupid shit. So I don't even know why. And he had like a black shirt on under his jersey, so maybe he just matching with his clothes. Whatever. In Classic 73, the kid looked great. You know how excited he was to show up to that game with his face paint on so he can be a fan, so he can yell and scream and probably get on TV. You know, they pan the crowd throughout the game. And he did, but not in the way he wanted to. He got on TV. But who in the fuck is going to take their kid to a sporting event with their face painted black unless the team is called the Blacks? That doesn't even make any sense. Especially a little white kid. You think his parents aren't aware of this bullshit? You just heard the story about the kid who painted his face like it was like under his eyes and like down to his chin. It was like a mask. He basically painted like a mask on his face, but it was in black. And the kid gets in trouble for wearing blackface. Nobody's wearing no fucking blackface. This isn't Canada, and it's not Justin Trudeau. So nobody's running around in blackface. But you're going to tar and feather this kid in the court of public opinion because you saw a picture of half of his face. You didn't even see the other side. Are Indians going to get mad next? Are the Native Americans going to get pissed about the other side of his face? No. They didn't even get pissed about the Washington Redskins or the Cleveland Indians, but they didn't have to because actually, I'll be offended for you. Like, you don't even know you're supposed to be offended by what's happening in front of you. So I will take on that mantle and I will be offended for you. And I will get them to change the name of the team for you. Even though the reason they named the fucking teams after the Indians or the Redskins was a sign of respect. They were revered. They were fierce warriors. When you're coming up with a name for your team, you want it to be a cool name. You want it to be a badass name. Or you want it to be a name that has something to do where it's from. Like my team, the San Francisco 49ers. They're called the 49ers because of the gold rush in 1849. So it's either something like that or it's something badass. Panthers, the Wolves, something like that, something fierce, something to strike fear in the hearts of your opponents. Not no bullshit. Hey, watch out, guys. We're the Cleveland Guardians. Ooh. Not the Guardians. Ugh. Hey, NFL, look out. Here comes the Washington Commanders. Ooh, a commander. What the fuck is a commander? You mean like in the military? Leilani Mitchell, the Bears. The Bears. It's going to be something like that. The New England Patriots. Miami, I don't know. You lost me on that one. But that's why you pick names like that. You're representing something. You're showing respect to something. The Cleveland Indians had an Indian dude on the team. They used to be called the Spiders. Then they were called the Indians because of this cool Indian dude that they wanted to respect. But no, the leftists, the blue-haired, granola-headed dirt fuckers had to get a hold of it. Actually, you ask an Indian person, man, I don't give a shit. It's either I don't give a shit or they're doing it to show respect to our people, to keep their people relevant, to keep their memory and their history alive. That's why you do shit like that. You don't change it. That's just like taking Aunt Jemima off the syrup bottle, taking Uncle Ben's off the rice box, taking the Indian girl off the fucking Land O'Lakes. Land O'Lakes. Remember that commercial? They're all gone. For what? Because it was bad? Then why don't you take the white people? Why is the Quaker Oats dude still there? Why is Little Debbie's dumbass still on there? If it's bad, you mean you don't want to offend people of color, but you do want to offend white folks. Who are people of color, by the way? Is white not a color? When you go to buy a car, what color do you want? You don't say, actually, I want that colonizer. Ooh, give me the colonizer color. You say white, because that's a fucking color. This poor little kid. The poor little kid, man. Imagine when he went to school. Oh, man, I saw you on there. Probably talking shit to him. Fucking assholes. Leave that little kid alone. I hope the parents can find whoever's responsible for this and sue the shit out of him. And Kansas City Chiefs, you better keep your mouth shut and leave that little kid alone. Unless you guys are going to be on his side, shut the fuck up. Don't you dare say anything bad about that little kid who's at a football game with his family. Probably there with his dad, making a memory that he'll have for the rest of his life. It will encourage him and influence him to do the same thing with his son. Because I want my son to have that same memory that I have, that moment, that happiness. When I went to a football game with my dad and they won, even if they don't win. Hanging out with your dad, going to a tailgate, meeting up with the buddies, all that kind of shit. And you're going to taint that for that little boy. Because he had the nerve to have half of his face painted. Oh, not black. You can't do that. You can't paint. I know it's your face, but you can't paint it black. Oh, how dare you? This is post patron saint of fentanyl, George Floyd, Summer of Love. You can't paint your face. Oh, black. Fucking stupid. Richard Dictator, says diversity is our strength. I hate when people say that. I hate when people say that. Diversity is our strength. Diversity is our Achilles heel. That's what diversity is. Diversity is our downfall. Let diversity happen naturally, organically. Let it happen organically. If it happens to be that way, then it's that way. If it doesn't work out that way, it doesn't work out that way. I know, Richard. I'm just saying. I hate when people say that shit. DMW 24/7. What up, man? Oh, man. Strike Cannonballer 2020. Humanity is our strength. Freedom is our strength. Oh, damn diversity. What does it matter what we look like? So what? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Unless America turns into a modeling agency, then I don't care what you look like. But to some, that's all they got. They have nothing but that identity, whether it be their race or their who they fug. Why would you want to tell people you don't even know something so personal about yourself? I used to blow my wife's mind. I used to blow her ass. I mean, blow her mind. When I would come home from work at TJ's and tell her some of the shit that people would tell me unsolicited. All right? I am not, as your cashier or whatever position I was at that day, I am not going to ask you anything super personal. I am not going to engage in any controversial conversation because guess what? It's just a grocery store. Don't need to get that heavy up in here. But this one lady was telling me, I can't have strawberries because I have a colonoscopy and my bowel movements. Whoa. Find your brakes and pump them. I don't want to hear about your bowel movements. One lady starts telling me about her estranged brother and the drugs and the whole family history. I'm like, what, lady, what the fuck? Why are you telling me? I know I'm standing here listening to you but it's because I'm at work. If I wasn't at work, I would walk away from you. People are lonely out there. This one lady, it's generic question. Hey, how you doing today? Too good. Ooh. Mm-hmm. So what do? I can't just stand there and be quiet and not acknowledge the fact that she's like just told me. She answered my question. So now you've put me in this roller coaster of a conversation. Now we're up at the top, so we have to go over. You forced me up here. Now we have to crest the hill and get into what's wrong with you. Thanks a lot, lady. Hey, thanks a lot, lady. My brother she starts crying. I'm like, oh shit. Number one, why would you come to the store if you're that on edge? Very sorry to hear about your brother. That's terrible. So then, I'm sorry to hear that. Fuck, lady, I'm just trying to scan some shit and get you out of here. People will tell you all kinds of shit. There was a lady who would come in and she referred to me as Uncle Jericho. She'd tell her kids, ask Uncle Jericho. Whoa, what? Lady, I don't even know your fucking name. Why are you telling your kids to refer to me as some family title? Don't you know stranger danger? Don't have your kids befriending adults. Am I some kind of fucking weirdo? No. But you can't roll the dice like that with your kids. People are fucking weird, man. Weird. There are a lot of strange ass people out there. I need to get some stories together and do a book. Because people are weird and people are dumb. frighteningly dumb. Like, hold her down and give her a hysterectomy dumb. She can't reproduce. You can't. Do you know what just came out of your mouth? We can't let you make other people like you. Tackle that guy, hold him down, and give him a vasectomy right here in the frozen section. We have to. Because you can't be allowed to go out there inside of a broad, and then 9 months later, she's squeezing out another idiot that looks just like you. We can't. You're not going anywhere, sir, until we take away your ability to reproduce. It's for the greater good. J.P. Irvine. Thanks for the Hamilton, brah. Says just stopping by, share some of the wealth, and hopefully grab a few laughs while I'm at it. Share it if you got it, especially while it lasts. I appreciate all you do. Thanks a lot, J.P. Irvine. Good looking out, man. Sonny Sing. Sonny Sing, I thank you. Says JG Live. That's right, man. He says Alf is one of the best shows ever, by the way. Alf was funny. Where was Alf from? Melmac? And he used to eat cats. That was like his favorite treat. Hey, Alf was the shit, man. I want to say I had an Alf stuffed animal. I know I had a Bart Simpson doll. My mom was not happy about that, but I got it in a Secret Santa at school. So, there, Mom. Christian Yohoser says, popping a cherry. My boy is being shipped out 12/8. I don't think you popped the super chat cherry, Christian Yohoser. I think it was old JP Irvine. But shout out to your boy, man. How long is he going to be gone? Hopefully he's not going anywhere dangerous. You know, hopefully he keeps it indoors. But shout out to him serving his country. And his prime minister, the prime minister, he's not serving him, but he's serving his country. So that's good. Cannonballer 2020. Thanks for the twomp ski. She says, hey, Uncle Jericho in chat. Just stopping by to say hi and thank you for the laughs. I need them badly. My amazing father passed away unexpectedly this morning. Wow. Damn. Ooh. That sucks. Bad. I know how you feel, kind of. My stepdad, he passed unexpectedly almost 3 years ago. And it was, I was actually taking my son to get a haircut. And then I get that call from my mom, and she's just saying, he's gone. So I get it. I'm sorry that happened. I hope. It sounds like he was a good man. You thought enough of him to come on here and say something about him. So I hope you have plenty of good memories with him. And, it's time to lean on those memories and the good times. And because I'm sure, and it sounds cliche, but I'm sure he really would want you to do that and would want you to be, as happy as you can in this moment. So I hope you have family members to lean on. I hope you got a good support system, because that's what it's going to take, and some time. It's still going to hurt, but time does help it hurt a little bit less, at least. So I'm sorry for that, Cannonballer 2020, but I will do as requested and try to give you some upside down frowns today. So we'll see what happens. But thank you. Christian, your hoser from America's Hattie. Oh man, he says his boy. Thank you. He says his boy's going to Eastern Europe, right beside Ukraine. Oh fuck. Well, man, with I don't want to say leadership, because they're not good leaders, but the people who are in charge. I wish I had more confidence to say it won't escalate and it'll be a nice, peaceful trip for them. And I hope it is. But you got those warmongers chomping at the bit. You got them laundering their money through Ukraine. So I hope it stays peaceful there, and I hope he comes back to you no different than you sent him. But those jackasses, they want war. Hoser again, thank you. Thanks for the 569, man. Says, what's the best part of a PJ? 15 minutes of silence. Well, if she's doing it right, it won't last 15 minutes. You know how it is, fellas. I get what you're saying. Again, people, are we going to let Canada take over the super chats today? Thanks again, Hoser. He says, forget sailors' shortcomings. I will fill in why truckers rock. No wet noodles, Jericho. No wet noodles. Trust me. We served our country well, and I'm going to leave it at that. We got kids watching. I'll leave it at that. Rex Rocker says 10 seconds. LOL. That's closer to the truth. That's closer to the truth right there. Oh, such a sophomore sense of humor. Cannonballer says, thanks, Jericho. I do. He was an amazing man, and thank you so much. Okay, good. I'm glad you have those good, positive memories of your father. It's shitty. It's shitty that it was unexpected. It's not like, if they have an illness and it's drawn out that it's any better, but at least with, an illness or something like that, it gives you an opportunity to say goodbye. It gives you an opportunity to, I don't know, prepare for it. Because, you're grieving while they're ill, and especially if you find out they're going to die. You've started the grieving process already, and it gives you a chance to tell them some things, and we often don't because life's going well. It just doesn't occur to us to tell people those things until it's too late. So, but when it's sudden like that, shit, what you gonna do? But lean on those memories, lean on your family, and help you get through it. Next thing you know, you guys will be sitting around telling stories of all the crazy shit he used to do or things he used to always say, jokes he might have made, things of that nature. So you'll be all right. And if worse comes to worse, you can always come hang out here. You can always come hang out here. We'll be right here. So yeah, I kind of went off on the whole Lil Al Jolson blackface thing. That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. See, already Cannonballer. She says my dad was a stubborn ass Pollock. There you go. There you go. The healing process has begun. But yeah, that's so fucked up to do that to that kid. To even suggest that. Who the fuck is gonna do that? Who the fuck is gonna take their kid out in blackface? That's so dumb. But any little any little thread, you got that one thread sticking out of your t-shirt. You pulling that thing. Next thing you know, you done fucking pulled all the threads out of the t-shirt, out of the sleeve. It's all fucked up now. So any little thing. It was like when Trump was in office. Trump was constantly on a tightrope over the Amazon River teeming with piranhas. Any little thing he said, any little morsel he dropped down to those piranhas, it was crazy. They go nuts. He said, what? Grab who? They're sending who? Bat what? Any little thing was just, they go fucking nuts. So it's the same kind of thing with the left when it goes to things like this. You see a little fucking white kid, and his father's probably straight. Little cisgendered white kid. Bullshit. Again, anyway, any little fucking microscopic piece of a lawsuit. I hope these parents pursue it and sue the shit out of whoever did that to this little boy and put that bullshit out there. That I would like to see. Another question. Actually, I got 3 more questions, really. How much do they cost? They, when I say they, I'm talking about them. I'm talking about our uninvited guests. I'm talking about the hordes, the invaders, the possible sleeper cells, the illegals. How much do they cost? Because it's not like, oh, well, it's just New York City and they're footing the bill, and it's just Chicago and they're footing the bill. It's just this city. This is a national, this is a federal issue, meaning it affects all the states. We're all chipping into this bullshit. Even if you're in a state that's not even about this, even if you're in a state where you guys don't have no damn illegal problems, you're paying too. You are paying too. Brian King, be good to have you back. He says, I'm back, y'all. So we're all paying for this shit. How much are we paying? And they're still talking that 11, 12 million bullshit. How long have we been hearing that? How long have we been hearing that there's 11 million illegals here? So the past 15 years at least, I've been hearing that bullshit, and it stayed at 11 million? How is that possible when they're pouring over the border? It looks like somebody tipped over an ant farm. They're just pouring over the border. I just saw a clip today. What up, Joe Beard? I just saw a clip today of illegals coming over the border. And the Border Patrol agents were helping them. They're helping pull the people up the hill. One of them grabbed somebody's baby and handed it to somebody else. How is that? How do we get to a point where the Border Patrol are helping the illegals come in here? Now, maybe they saw these people in danger and they had to save them. Maybe if they didn't save them, these people are going to die or be hurt. I don't know. But the eye test, seeing our Border Patrol help illegals come over the border is some weird shit. Period. That's some weird shit to see. You're supposed to be repelling these people and you're helping them. Again, if, maybe it was a humanitarian thing. I don't know. I still have faith in the individual Border Patrol agents. The Border Patrol agency itself, the Department of Homeland Security, hell no. But the individuals on the ground, the boots on the ground, the one with their feet in the boots that are on the ground, those people I have faith in. But shit. So how the hell has it stayed at 11 million? My ass. Maybe 11 million over the last 5 years or so. Maybe the last few years since Sloppy Joe. But 11 million for the last 15, 20 years? I don't think so. Eric Schultz, that's pretty funny, man. He says, white Jericho Green supporters are called Jericho Gringos. That's funny. Hey, gringo. Billy Hinkle. Hey, man, I agree. But more importantly, I hope all of you agree. Jericho is the best live show on YouTube. I'm not going to deny it. I won't deny it. I'm not working around it. Yeah, the old bag, no real numbers. I mean, yeah, you definitely can't trust that shit. But people were talking that shit before Sloppy Joe. People were talking that shit back when Obama was in office and beyond. 11 million. How? How are the countries south of the border hemorrhaging their citizens into America for the past 15 years, but can't crack 11 million? Bullshit. So how much do they cost? And what did he say? I don't know if it's because of the Palestinian fucking Israeli conflict protest, dumb shit that's going on. And I was talking to a friend of mine today, and he's like, you got people over here. He was telling me that he watched the the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Remember doing that? I haven't watched it since the Sweet and Sour Sniffles because it was like at 20% capacity and the dancers were out there wearing masks, but you could see the breath because it was Thanksgiving in New York. So you could see the breath coming through the mask. I'm done. But he said he was watching it. And I said, oh, yeah, I heard something about some dumbass waving a Palestinian flag. And he's, oh, yeah, I was watching that and I caught it live. And I asked him, I said, what does that do? If you're a Palestinian in Palestine and you see, are you even watching TV? But if you do, and you happen to see Americans protesting in the streets over here, or that jackass waving a Palestinian flag in the Thanksgiving Day parade on Thanksgiving, what does that do? How does that make you feel? Now, maybe if these protests were outside of the Capitol building, I don't know, you might get the ear of some of those politicians, but it depends. Whose ear are you catching? Are there any young people in there? Are you going to, because that's who you have to target. You would have to hope that a young politician would hear you because most of them are old as fuck and they probably don't even hear the protests. They're probably, all of them got that sound that goes on when the battery in their hearing aid is getting low. They don't hear shit because they're too damn old. But if you're blocking the Bay Bridge with your protest, what is that doing for the people in Palestine? Absolutely nothing. Just like during the Summer of Love, when Europeans were protesting for the patron saint of fentanyl, George Floyd. What was that doing? What was that doing for us in America? Because a bunch of German teenagers and 20-somethings and British people were out there protesting. What in the fuck was that doing for us? Nothing. So if it's not doing anything for the people you're protesting for, then why are you protesting? You're protesting for yourself. You're protesting so you can give yourself a pat on the back. I was on the right side of history. I was out in the streets. I was waving signs. I was getting pepper sprayed by the police. I was gluing my vagina lips to the pavement. Fucking idiots. You ain't doing shit for those people. Now, you want to hop on a plane? Please hop on a plane and go to Palestine? And you want to get off the plane in Palestine? Hell no, we won't go. Go for it. Go for it. Please. And if you can, make it a one-way ticket, yeah? Make it a one-way, yeah? Fucking protesting in Los Angeles for the Palestinians. That don't mean shit. What the fuck you doing for them? Hey, guys, they're protesting for us in Berkeley. Oh, shit, Berkeley? Stupid. But anyway, what did he say? You'll find out what he said. And it will make you angry. Promise. Brian King B says, thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life. Drunken Nancy. Oh, vodka. That bitch is soaked in vodka. If Nancy Pelosi kisses you on your lips, you will fail a breathalyzer. You will get arrested for a DUI. I didn't even drink, officer. Oh, yeah, I kissed Nancy. Fuck, she's soaked in vodka. He's like, look, you just blew a 0.18. You're falling down drunk. I can't let you go. You're going to jail. I didn't drink anything. Look at this. What does that say? 0.18. You fucked up. And the UN says, what? The UN has the nerve to tell us what to do. if you can believe that. The UN, who exists only because of us, says United Nations set to call on Americans to reduce meat consumption. Get the fuck out of here. I'm going to increase my meat consumption just because I heard that. Are you stupid? All of our major holidays are based around meat. That's what we do. If it moves, clucks, or oinks, or quacks, we're going to eat it. If you're down in Florida or somewhere around there and you find a fucking gator, we'll eat them too. We eat ostrich, we eat bison, we eat elk, we eat deer, pheasant, flies, crawls, or runs. We're going to eat that motherfucker. And you, the UN, United Nations. That means a bunch of motherfuckers that aren't America. You're going to tell us what to do? That's like your children who you provide everything for. If you stepped out of their life, they would die. Food, shelter, clothing, extracurriculars. We fund it all. They don't have money if they don't have us. Unless they're old enough to get a job. But we can even call their job and quit for it because they're a fucking minor. But that's like your kids. You and your wife are sitting in the living room and your kids come downstairs with their little hands on their hips. And they're going to tell you what you're going to start doing, mom and dad. What? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? So for the UN to do that, you're going to tell us to do what? Why? For what? Because it's bad for them? Shit. Now you're just going to make us eat more meat. And if you're talking to us, why don't you talk to some of the Asian countries where they eat the same things we eat, plus bugs, all kinds of shit. They're spiders. They eat all kinds of shit down there. Cats and dogs. Shit we don't even eat here. They eat what we eat and then some. But again, you're going to come to nice America who's not going to fucking bitch slap you in your face and tell you to sit down and grab the lining of our pocket and shut the fuck up. For the UN to do that, they should be holding their eye, crying, walking behind America, holding the lining of our pocket. Don't you ever say that shit again. That's the only time I condone domestic violence, is when it's some country that is, or some organization whose existence is dependent on us, and then you're gonna open your fucking mouth and tell me what to do? I'll slap the taste out of your mouth. Here, try that. I can't. Why? Because I just slapped the taste out of you. You can't even taste nothing. I would slap you so hard. Other countries, UN. UN? America is time. Fuck you. Are you crazy? That's what we do, is meat. All of our fucking holidays are centered around meat. Thanksgiving? No. Let's go to the beginning of the year. We'll start with hold on a second. There it is. Okay. Let's start with January. So January, people have heard people having prime rib on New Year's, black eyed peas, a little ham honker there, bitch. Huh? What's the next holiday? Yeah, Valentine's Day. It's not really centered around meat. 4th of July. Come on now. No, not even that. Let's go Memorial Day. Memorial Day weekend. What are you doing? Drinking beer. and grilling some flesh. 4th of July, you already know. You already know what happens on the 4th of July. It's all meat. Dogs, burgers, chicken, all kinds of shit. If it had a face, we're eating it. Nate Deasy, 502, that's true. Super Bowl, that's like the most chicken wings consumed in the world or some shit like that. Super Bowl is pretty crazy too, and it is centered around meats, smaller meats, more like hors d'oeuvre, horse divorce and shit like that. But wings, meatballs, yeah, there's some meat up in that bitch. Andrew Hines, Father's Day. Yeah, you're definitely gonna have a steak or something on Father's Day. 4th of July, yeah, easy. Then you get into the holidays, Thanksgiving. What's sitting in the middle of your fucking table? A big ass bird. Easter. Oh, how I forget about Easter? Ham. Boy, it's a tough year. It's a tough year for the pigs. And then on Christmas, ham again. Some families, like my wife's family, they do prime rib and ravioli. Ravioli. But again, meat. It's what we do. Remember, who was that? Sam Elliott in the 90s. Beef. It's what's for dinner. And you got a whole herd of cows galloping across some pasture. Shit, eat less meat. You come over here, make me eat less meat, UN. Come over here, bring your stupid blue helmets that we paid for, and come over here and make us stop eating meat. I dare you. Texas alone would revolt. I can't have no brisket. Shit. Get out of your mind, UN. Fuck you. Fuck you, you. Fuck you. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do shit. Let's see. Laughable. America, could you please not eat so much carne? Can you not eat so much carne? Mm-hmm. 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 A led UN nations agency overseeing food and agriculture policy is expected to issue, not suggest, issue a roadmap in coming weeks, which will call on the West, including America, to dramatically reduce its meat consumption. Well, UN, you come consume this fucking meat right here. Are you crazy? See, they don't want us eating cows and shit like that. They want us eating crickets and fucking mealworms like we're a fucking horny toad that you got from the pet store. They want us to eat like reptiles. Are we going to evolve to have tongues that fly out of our mouth and stick to the fucking praying mantis and bring it back in our mouth? I ain't no damn crickets. As long as you got chicken, beef, and pork out there and other flying fowl, there's no way I'm munching on no damn crickets. Expected to issue. I'll tell you what you can expect when you issue that. You can expect this. Fucking bastards. I think I've told you guys this story before. There was this documentary that I saw. It was like some National Geographic shit. Remember National Geographic, fellas? That's the first time you saw condoned titties in your house. You could bust open that National Geographic, see some of them African titties, and your mom and dad wouldn't bat an eye. That was sanctioned titties. Anyway, it's like some National Geographic shit. And I believe it was on Lake Victoria in South Africa. You kefa lava. It was in South Africa, Lake Victoria, and once a year or something, these flies mate. Trillions of flies descend on Lake Victoria, and they mate while they're flying in the air. They fly in these columns, circling up in the air. They go like a mile in the sky. Huge. They have like helicopter footage, and you could see the these plumes of flies. Just, they would almost block the sun. There were so many flies, right? So the African people that lived there, protein was hard to come by. So what they would do is they would get anything with a flat surface, a cookie sheet, a pan, and they'd spray it with nonstick spray. And they would literally go into the clouds of these flies that were just buzzing around. And they would wave around their pans that were sprayed with the nonstick spray. And then they would go back and collect the flies. Thousands of them would stick to it, and they would collect them into these piles of flies. And then the women, they had these big, like, wok-looking things full of grease they would make fly patties thick as a fucking hockey puck, like a phone book. They would make these fly cakes, 100% fly, and they would deep fry it. And the kids and the dogs were just dancing around, waiting for mom to finish crisping up a thick. I don't know, for some reason, would it be less gross if they were thin? Maybe, but we're talking, you bite into that, you got a mouthful of fly. You got a mouthful of Jeff Goldblum. Ugh. So when I think of eating bugs, that's like some shit poor countries do. But Jericho, you can't say that. You sound like a snob or an elitist. I've said it here before. I'm an American snob. I don't eat bugs. I don't shit in the ground. And I don't want to have no other country or other group of countries suggesting I do a fucking thing. Because without us, there would be no UN. We are the UN. Just call the UN the US. Because if you look at who kicks in, if you look who's putting 5 on the fucking tank of gas, it's us. Will Parker says, how can a burger be more fly? Will, take yourself to South Africa during the fly mating season, and you will find out. Roasted Hodge says, I prefer hoe cakes. Hoes got to eat too? Shit. Jules and MD says, my dad had a stack of Playboys in the attic. My brother, hold on. My brother was always up there. My stupid parents never put it together. Duh. Yeah, he wasn't up there looking for old family photos so he could get nostalgic. He was trying to stick some pages together. So imagine if you did have a fucking stash of Playboys, you had to do what you had to do. It was and I'm not saying to jerk off, because, like, pretty young back then. I don't think I was jerking it yet. But, you want to see some scantily clad ladies, you got to go to, like, the fucking, like, the Mervins, the book, the catalog. You young people don't even know what a catalog is. You flip to the back with the brassieres, or you get a National Geographic. Those are only 2 options as a young one. Jules and MD said nasty. That's just nasty. Yes, it is. But it's also true. It's also true. I'm sorry, but that's what was happening. That's right, Faithless. The Sears catalog? Come on, Sears. You want a washing machine or some pantyhose? Sears had your back. Sears was the original Walmart. Sears, a Montgomery Ward, something like that. And they had everything in there. Everything. And even had one, actually, maybe Walmarts do have this, but I don't see them. I've never seen one before. But you got at Sears and stuff like that, you could even take pictures. You can even get together with the family and take family photos at the damn Sears or the Mervins. Brian King B, Jet Mag, Jet Beauty of the Week. That's right. Should be doing a little pose in her bikini. Yeah, we got Jet Magazine. Jet Magazine was a small one. And back in the day, magazines used to be like fucking 2 feet tall. They were big as hell. Excuse me. Yeah, Mouse. See, Sears had it all. Sears was like the original Costco, minus the food. The clothing, tools, appliances, family pictures. We got you. Actually, Kmart was like that too, but Kmart didn't have the food, but Kmart had a fucking restaurant in it. You tired? You guys want to eat, but not leave the building? Boom. Kmart restaurant. Have a seat. That was the shit. Oh, and make sure you guys go to my new, let me put a link to a video on there for you. My new YouTube channel. It's called Green's House. So this week, I usually put my new, I drop the new interviews on Monday. But this past Monday, you know, the holiday weekend or the last week being Thanksgiving and everything, I didn't have a chance to do an interview to post on Monday. But last night, I just did an interview with someone who's very interesting. He's a DJ in San Francisco for 25 years. So he's got some stories to tell. We sat down last night, so I'll be posting that one next week. And I have another one lined up after that. That's super interesting too. But make sure you guys, let's see, I'll put a link to the last one that I put up with Todd Sinofonte. He is Jean-Claude Van Damme's stunt double, U.S. veteran. Great dude. Did a ton of movies. Almost all of Van Damme's movies from the 90s. He worked on them with him. So let me go back. You know. Let's see. The hell? What the hell? Here we go. All right. So let me put that link. There we go. So there's the link to my new channel, Green's House. It's all interviews, a dizzying array of different people, different stories to tell. Dean Cain, the district attorney of Yuba County, where I live, talking about the homelessness in California, fentanyl. Shout out to Amanda and Michelle, Hearts of Oak Creations.com. I got them on there. Shout out to my boy Nate, my daughter's friend's dad. He was attacked by a mountain lion when he was 12 years old. So he sat down and talked to me about that. So it's a bunch of cool shit, a departure from what I do here, but still very, very interesting. So make sure you guys check that shit out. And Legal Alien, I appreciate you. Legal Alien, good looking out. Says JG, I'm sure you're making these wonderful patriots laugh. It's very helpful. Thank you for all you do. Senior JG, hey, no problem. Thank you for being here, Legal Alien. I see you all the time. You've been down with me for a while. So I thank you as well. Alexander Jabilski. Thank you, Alexander. He says 250 watching and almost 200 likes. Let's go. He's right. Let's get those views to match those thumbs up. Everybody, please disengage your finger from whatever it's doing. Hit that like, hit that thumbs up, and then you can put your finger right back where it was and put it back to what it was doing. Christian, yo, thank you, man. He says, Canada rock, Jericho. Truckers always back up before unloading. California girls can't help but being choking. Go Army, Navy boy. Was that like some French in there? Because I know you type in French sometimes. Ha, ha, ha. Thanks, Christian. Appreciate it. Paris. Again, boy, Canada's kicking names. Taking ass. Says, I love you, Jericho. Thanks for your service, mofo. Of course, man. It's what I do. It's what I do. And once again, busy motherfucker to It says domestic violence is cool until we forget the safety word. Yeah, man, it's all about the safety word. Don't forget it. Because if you forget it, it's like you don't have one. Halfpenny Link, thank you. He says, Eat Your Meat, JG's first Netflix comedy special. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Eat Your Meat. That's a good one. That's a good one. Because that's what they want you to do. But not the meat you want. Eat their meat. Eat Bill Gates' meat. Grand finale. Thank you. It says they want us eating plant-based soy high in estrogen while replacing beef, which is high in testosterone. Of course. They have to weaken us from all angles. They weaken the family, they weaken the children in school, and then they try to weaken us in our diet. They want everybody wearing a bra. They want all ladies, all docile, broken men who think they're women, because then they can take us over. You watch a heist movie. What was that movie with Whoopi Goldberg, Jumping Jack Flash? She was a jewelry thief, and she's breaking in this one place, and they got Doberman pinchers. How would the fuck you say it? And she can't hop over the wall and get to the jewels because the dogs are patrolling. So what does she do? She puts like some sleeping pills or something in some beef, throws it over the wall. The dogs eat it. They pass out. Now she's free to pillage. They have to get rid of the men. They either have to weaken us or destroy us altogether, because we are the gatekeepers. We are the guardians. We are the guard dogs pacing back and forth, hoping that some ne'er-do-well hops the fence. So yeah, through our food, meat, social media, entertainment, whatever, one of their main goals is to weaken or remove the men completely. I think it's their first goal. They must. You got to get rid of the security system. Aaron M says, I always thought the vets would save the day, but now I think nobody is going to stop this shit. I don't know if we can put it on any one group. I think it would have to be a lot of groups. It would have to be parents. It'd have to be young people, because they're the ones who are going to be living under this tyranny when we're gone. So shit like that. I think it takes a few people, a few groups to do that. But man, oh man. Sweet Mama G, you got expensive taste, girl. I think my bank account just got a little bit less just from reading this. Bacon wrapped scallops with a duck confit. Yum. Hell yeah, yum. Duck confit. Summer Sunrise says your thumbnail offends me. I'm scared. Yeah, you'll fit in just fine, Summer. You'll fit in just fine. That does sound good, though. Some bacon wrapped scallops with the duck confit. So, done right, duck is really good. You kind of cut the gaminess of it a little bit, and then the confit process that happens. Duck's good though. I went to this burger place in Vegas a long time ago, and they had the French fries were fried in duck fat. I was like, oh shit, that was good. That was really good. But let's check in on Sloppy Joe. He's been kind of lost in the sauce because of all this other shit they're trying to distract us with. But let's check in on the old fucker. Let's check in on that old fuddy-duddy, huh? Shit. Can't say it enough, people. I wish he belonged to somebody else. Because then we could laugh at them. We could wag our fingers at them. and enjoy it. Nope. All right, man. All right, ball sack chin. And what's up with that? What's happening with his chin? Is his skin sliding off of his scalp? He looks like he's being hung upside down. Like his chin is turning into a scrotum sack. His eyes are all squinted like Mr. Magoo when somebody knocks his glasses off. Fuck, man. It's just a mess, top to bottom. Embarrassment in human form. Golly, man.
Fortunately, we've been able to push back on MAGA Republicans so far. They haven't given up. They haven't given up. They still want to undo this progress we're making. They're proposing cuts in investments in roads, bridges, the internet, and the high-speed internet, the very things that provided from the, anyway, it's across the board. Fortunately.
Anyway, I'm just talking about money. I'm just talking about your tax money being moved around. But Annie, look at his chin. Look at his nutsack chin.
We've been able to push back on MAGA Republicans so far. They haven't given up. They haven't given up. They still want to undo this progress we're making. They're proposing cuts.
What progress, you piece of shit?
In investments in roads, bridges, the internet, and the high-speed internet, the very things that provided from the, anyway, it's across the board.
It's just across the board. You don't bother yourself with the details.
Mr. President, do you have an update on the other Americans who are being held in any sense as to when they would be released?
Come on, ball sack chin. And how long are his ears? If his ears get any longer, they're going to end up in his mouth.
We are hopeful, but I don't have anything firmly to tell you at this moment.
Mr. President, do you have an update?
Cool, guy.
I cannot prove what I'm about to say.
I cannot prove what I'm about to say, he says. Now, I'm very excited that all the media.
That motherfucker said, I can't prove what I'm about to say. Then Sloppy Joe, don't say it. Anyway, it's across the board. Fuck it. Anyway. Have you ever done that? You ever been speaking in front of a group of people and you just go, anyway. Well, anyway, what? What were you going to say? What are you talking about? It's across the board. Oh, across the board. Why didn't you say so? Why didn't you start with that, Sloppy Joe? It's across the board. Nate DZ502AJG, what software do you use to stream? I use StreamYard. Somebody else told me about OBS. Is that another one? Is that a better one? I don't know. If you guys don't know that I don't know shit about computers yet, then you haven't been paying attention because I don't know shit. Okay. Rex Rocker says, LOL, yeah, the Balchinians of Men in Black. I wish this was a movie. I wish this was a movie with Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith, the eunuch. I wish, but it's not. It's real. So I'll tell you what else is like so real right now. That comedian Matt Rife. He's a comedian from. He says he's an American comedian and actor. I think most of it, or not, I shouldn't say most. I think some of his fame comes from his looks. He's a really good-looking dude, and his comedy was funny. And what? He apologized. Stop. Oh, Matt, damn it, man! I was about to sing your damn praises. Well, I mean, the comedy special was funny. I didn't think it was going to be. I didn't know much about it, but I didn't think it was going to be funny. But it was. It was funny. So you know what that means? Somebody has to be offended. And this is coming from the HuffPo. It says Matt Rife's apology for domestic abuse joke is as stale as the rest of his comedy. Oh my God. Hater. So here, let me pull up old Matt Rife. So you can say the bloke. What they do. So here he is. Ladies, calm down. So that's Matt Rife, the comedian who's in hot water. Says comedian Matt Rife has responded to backlash over a throwback stand-up act with a stolen straight from 2006. Literally. Ugh. Who's the insufferable See You Next Tuesday who wrote this article? Let's see. Elise Wanshell. Elise Wanshell. There she is. Senior reporter for HuffPo. You look like you're covered in cat hair, bitch. Oh, no. Just an angry little turd. And I have a soapbox now, so I'm going to tell you what I think is funny. On Wednesday, Netflix released the comedy special Matt Rife Natural Selection. The set, which was brimming with antiquated cracks masquerading as offensively edgy jokes, included a misogynistic bit about domestic abuse that swiftly drew criticism on social media. Oh my God, you can't joke about domestic abuse. Rife set up the joke by talking about a ratchet restaurant in Baltimore. I've only been to Baltimore one time. I ate lunch there, and the hostess who seats us at the restaurant had a black eye, a full black eye. It wasn't like, what happened? It was pretty obvious what happened, he said in his special. We couldn't get over the fact, like, this is the face of the company. This is who you have greeting people. Rife then, oh, hold on, let me fuck that. Let me read what he says. I feel like if, oh, hold on. Okay. So he said, this is the face of the company. This is who you have greeting people. Put her in the kitchen so nobody has to see her face. If she, I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye. That shit's funny. Like, what the fuck? It's comedy. It's supposed to be edgy. It's supposed to push the envelope. It says, being that the year is currently 2023, like you didn't know that, you stupid fucks, and not 1923, most people on social media found the quip to be pretty pathetic and incredibly stale. Others question why a comedian whose fan base consists mostly of young women would open with this kind of insensitive joke. Not an insensitive one, because of course comedy's hilarious when it's sensitive to everybody. When you're walking on eggshells, watching every single word that comes out of your mouth. Rife decided to respond to the hate in an Instagram story on Monday night. The post includes an image of Rife performing on stage with overlaying text that reads, if you've ever been offended by a joke I've told, here's a link to my official apology. OMG. The link leads viewers to a website. Hold on, like it keeps jumping on me. Let me go back. The link leads viewers to a website that sells helmets to protect against seizures, head trauma, and head banging. Thanks, Matt Rife, for not really apologizing. People were equally annoyed with the response. If he was upset that people were offended by his jokes, he could have just not said something. TikTok username Samantha Faki said in a video. It received over 5 million views. Rife's apology joke itself was as fresh as an overused porta potty because it was recycled from his own comedy special. About 16 minutes into his routine, Matt begins telling a story of a kid named Alex who was on his high school gym class. According to Rife, although Alex was disabled, God always finds a way of evening things out, and therefore Alex was blessed with a huge penis. Rife says, people feel sorry for him. But I was like, no, fuck that, dude. He's been terrorizing us in the locker room the whole semester. He's got us all backed up against the lockers. Like, God damn, Alex. That's where the extra chromosome goes. And that joke was hilarious. And he talks about how the kid was nice and everything, but he was a dude who was special needs but had a huge dick. That was hilarious. But as you can see, like, everybody doesn't see the comedy in that because it's so offensive. He's, I hope he's out there hurting somebody right now. I really do. Said she needs a helmet. They don't always know their own strength. That shit was funny. And the comedy special was funny. But obviously, this lady and people like her don't know comedy. They don't know funny. They think that comedy should be catering to everybody and everybody should feel happy. Nobody's going to get offended. That's part of it. Because, you insufferable see you next Tuesday who wrote this article, you can do two things at the same time. You can be offended, but also think it's funny. Because part of what makes jokes funny is that there's an air of truth to it sometimes. And a handicapped dude having a big dick is a funny joke. But not to the lady at HuffPo. You know that's how she talks. Yeah, you know that's how she talks. That's probably how her boyfriend talks. Actually, babe, you hurt me a lot last night when you were pegging me, so can you chill? Like when her parents call the house, they don't know who picked up the phone, her or her boyfriend, because they sound the same. I think her name was Ashley. Is Ashley home? Oh, this is Ashley. Oh no, hey Ashley. No, this is her boyfriend. Let me go get her because that sounds just like her. Like really? Ugh. Oh boy. So basically, I'm on Matt Rife's side. That shit is so fucking stupid that you would be. I mean, okay, even if you find something offensive, they're walking a fine line. They're pushing the envelope. They're a little edgy and shit like that. But even if you're offended, fucking keep it to yourself because nobody cares. Because 99.9% of the people who watch it think it's funny and aren't offended. You are the minority. There you go. There you go, you leftist, guilt-ridden white liberal. You've done it. You are a minority. Finally, you are a minority. Now you can tell the next black person you see, I get it because I'm a minority because I'm the only one out of 10 million people who didn't find that event. Fucking stupid. So they're only going to make it worse. They're only going to don't they realize that when you cry about, but maybe they don't even see it as stupid shit. We see it as dumb, childish shit. What are you talking about? Then don't support him. Don't watch his shit. Don't watch his special. Don't follow him on social media. Who gives a fuck? But maybe they don't even see it like that. They don't even see it as stupid shit. They really see it as we are doing a service by calling this misogynist pig out. So they don't even see it that it's fucking dumb. They think they're really doing something. They're really rolling up their sleeves to show off their fucking spaghetti noodle arms. And they are going to do some good. And how about you speak to some of the women in the audience, since they're mostly ladies. You said most of his followers are ladies. Ask them what they felt about it. They probably thought it was hilarious because they know what his comedy's like. That's why they follow him. I don't know. It's part of being an adult. You make your own fucking decisions about things. Exactly, Faithless. They're comedy cops. And everything is worthy of a citation. Okay, guys, you ready to get your drop of anger blood before we get out of here? Okay. Because I'm ready to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. Give you all of it. That's what Joe Biden's grandkids here on the phone. I don't want to talk to him, Mom. It's Christmas. Just for a minute. He's always gross and he says weird stuff and he breathes hard. I don't want to talk to him. Just do it. Just get the phone call over. We don't have to talk to him until next year. Hey, Grandpa. Which one are you? You the 8-year-old? Oh, just don't say anything. Just breathe into the phone. There you go. Breathe for Grandpa. Yeah. Yo, who are you talking to? Fuck off, Jill. I'm talking to my grandkids. Sorry about that. That was not okay. Okay. How much are they pulling out of your wallet for these illegals? Let's find out.
Stuart, we have new numbers, a new report from the U.S. House Committee on Homeland Security Majority. They say the price tag per year is $451 billion. That is both for the housing and care of the asylum seekers as well as those known gotaways. Stuart, we have new numbers, a new report from the
One more time, miss.
U.S. House Committee on Homeland Security Majority. They say the price tag per year is $451 billion. That is both for the housing and care of the asylum seekers as well as those known gotaways. Stuart, we have
$500 billion per. $500 billion per year. For who? For who? They didn't say American citizens, did they? Nope. Nope. So they're spending $40,000, almost $41,000 a year per, if it's the 11 million. Now that's for the all of the 11 million that they claim are in our country, but we know it's more. But those 11 million aren't just asylum seekers. So some of those are just straight illegals. I mean, they're all straight illegals, but the ones under the bullshit label of asylum seeker, how many of them are there? Less than 11 million, because 11 million's supposed to be all of them. But she just said asylum seeker. So what number is that? That number is definitely smaller than 11 million. So that means they're spending even more per year on people who should not be here. Now, if you had an expense that was pretty high, you had an expense, let's say you have a mortgage. Let's say you had something that was basically a second mortgage. You have a second mortgage. You have what you pay for your house, and then that same amount, but it's for something else. But for that second thing, you could get rid of it. You don't have to pay that. You don't have to. It would be as simple as you making a phone call saying, I don't want to pay for that anymore. Click. It's done. You don't have to pay for it. So then why would you keep paying for it? You don't have to. We could take these people and send their asses back home. So why would you pay that money? And you don't have to. You could say, go home. Tracy Ullman, go home. Go home. Get the fuck out of here. You could do that. So then why wouldn't you? Why the fuck wouldn't you say, no, that's a $450 billion expense that we don't have to have? Man, it is easy to spend other people's money. I mean, it might almost be fun to spend other people's money. They do it so well. They must enjoy it. Something, if you're that good at something, you have to enjoy it. You have to be whistling Dixie as you go to work every day when you're that good at something. Because they spend our money. Man, they do it well. $450 billion expense that we don't have to have. That's stupid. You're paying all that money for nothing? You're just wasting that money? And we're paying for people. So check this out. We're paying for people that come from countries that we already pay. What kind of pimp shit is that? These South American countries that they come from, these African countries, China, Pakistan, Haiti, these countries we pay already. So wait a minute. We pay you for your fucking infrastructure, your military, whatever. We give you millions of dollars every year for you to send your people here, and then we pay for them when they get here? That can't be right. It's not right, but it's true. This Thursday, I'll be back with Gian for Stop the Fuckery. Make sure you go to our channel, like, subscribe, share. Make sure you do the same for Green's House, like, subscribe, and share. Damn, we got to do something about this. But what a good live this was. Good interaction from the crowd. It was like solo. I appreciate you guys, your time, your concerns, your questions, your money. I appreciate it all. Thank you. Now, Junior's home. We got to do our homework real quick, and then it's off to boxing class. He's very excited. I hope he keeps the same excitement for at least, like, I want him to take it for at least 5 years. I think if my son takes boxing for 5 years, and maybe he wants to continue, but I'm saying if I at least get him to take it for 5 years, I think he will get skills that will be with him throughout the rest of his life. Because, you know, as a man, as a young man, you're going to get into some tussles. Summer Sunrise, thank you. I'm glad you subscribed. I appreciate it. But, you know, as a young man, you're going to get in some scuffles. So if you can handle yourself, if you can handle the fisticuffs with a high level of confidence, then I will have done my job. Alan Byrne, what's up, man? Appreciate it. It says, good evening, good sir, from a beautiful night in Dublin, Ireland. You stay safe, man. Don't let those fucking bullshit politicians that you have curtail your freedoms for the greater good. Can you believe that bitch said that? God's Vendetta says 5 years would be legit. They say 10 years or 10,000 hours to master a skill. Creole lady, how could you? I'm just kidding. You can watch it back, girl. Yeah, like I said, if he wants to pursue it more, hey, that's great. If he wants to pursue it into, you know, his teen years, because if he goes 5 years now, he'll be, what, almost 13? And then if he wants to continue it for 10 years to being 17, 18, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Donald Thomas is a stand with Ireland. Same here. But yeah, that's my goal for him, is to have him stick with it for at least 5 years. I think he'll gain a lot of skill within that time. Rex Rocker says, I was a scrapper when I was a little boy. Yeah, I want him. Not only do I want him to be able to fight, but more importantly, I want him to have confidence. I want him, if a fight presents itself, I want him to not worry about it. I want him to think, I'll win. I don't want him to be scared. I don't want my son to be scared. I don't want him to be scared about some fucking bully who's messing with him. I don't want him to be afraid to kick that kid's fucking ass, because that's all bullies understand. They don't understand reason. You got to make some of the plasma leak out. So I just want him to have that confidence and not be afraid of that shit. So here we go. Appreciate you guys. You were great. I was great. That means that we were great. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net. Hit the Teespring link to get some merch. And make sure you check out, like, subscribe, and share to my new channel, Green's House. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out. And try not to do this to a leftist.